How we doing, everybody? This is Let's Be Real Brad, and today we're going to review Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is directed by Michael Gondry and it's written by Charlie Kaufman. It stars Jim Carey, Kate Winslet, Kristen Dunst, Mark Ruffalo, Elijah Wood, and Tom Wilkerson. This film is phenomenal. I'm so entranced into this film because it does something that's completely different than I've seen in any other romantic dramas. It adds a sci-fi element of how people can erase their memories of a certain person if they really want to. It does have the sci-fi element, but it is always focused and always centered on this relationship between Joel Barish and Clementine. The on-screen performance of Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet is phenomenal. And to see that the range is just so amazing that Jim Carrey, who's normally plays with a cable guy as Ventura, he always does this comedic, crazy, eccentric character, is so honed down into this small introvert who doesn't really like to express himself and is just feeling all this pain and anxiety that he's dealt with his life. It's just so fascinating, and it's such a different role, and it kind of takes you off guard when you've seen so many Jim Carrey films and you see this one, you're like, this isn't the same Jim Carrey I know. Now you have Kate Winslet, who is normally known for her period piece films, especially like Titanic. So in this film, she's playing this eccentric, over-the-top, extrovert character who might be suspected of having a personality disorder. She is just phenomenal. Her ranges are all over the place, and it's due to because this film highlights different parts of relationship. We have the honeymoon phase, you have the more serious phase, you have this broken out, getting tired of the other person phase, if that's even a phase. And you can take it at face value as just being this romantic drama. But when you add this sci-fi element that is used so appropriately and used such a mature way of not being over the top and just being this simple operation, perhaps, it is done so elegantly that what makes this film stand out is the creativity in this original story. The fact that you can erase somebody from somebody's mind, that they never existed, is such an awesome concept. But when you apply that into this movie and seeing like how the amazing editing is used to create all this psychedelic, weird science fiction things are going on through his head is just awesome. The way that it is not a linear story is that it jumps all over the place. So at times you're going to get a piece of information here, but you're going to get flashback from this point in time and this point in time. It is thought that this relationship will last about 2 years. So we take that into context. We look at different times of when things happen, and we take into Clementine's hair. Clementine has different colors hair. She has red, blue, green, bunch of different colors, and it's supposed to represent the different seasons of when her and Joel were dating, which I thought it was just so excellently done, and it's something that I really want to dive into in an analysis review one day, because that'd be so interesting to see like how these different colors during the seasons or during different phases of her life with Joel. I also really love is the attention to detail. There's so much precision in the way Charlie Kaufman wrote the film and how certain things are supposed to be shown, because we learn so much about these characters, because there isn't necessarily character development as these characters develop and move on, except for the third act. But in the film, we're kind of revealed of these characters are as we go through, and how our different visions of them change when we see different parts of the film, because it doesn't go and leave for, oh, we think this about this person. No, there's different times, so we don't necessarily know everything about the characters. So there's times where we like Joel, but then there's times where we see that he's a faltered character, and that's the great part of this film, is that every character is flawed. So it's always easy for you to be related to them and realize that humanity as a whole is flawed, and there's really no good or bad people in the film. Is that people make good or bad decisions, and what defines them is what they're doing now in the future and how they're pushing forward. I just thought that was such a fascinating use in this film. Michael Gondry does a fantastic job at directing it. There's so many fantastic and well-composed shots. I love all the science fiction weird things that are happening, and it's just done so well with really great CGI and great practical effects, because they didn't really have a big budget for this film. So a lot of the times they were struggling of how they were going to make these scenes look so cool, like everything's being erased and everything's being changed. I just love the creativity of making these scenes. It almost felt dreamlike. The score was composed by John Bryan, who also composed Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love, and Step Brothers? Am I reading that right? I thought it was used excellently in so many great scenes, especially the emotional, dramatic scenes that really gave that extra touch of just really hitting it home that I thought was extremely layered and nice for the film. All the emotional scenes in this film are just simply beautiful. I just love how I was so into this drama that was going on, because it felt so real at times. It felt like we were watching real people on screen and dealing with these certain things. I feel like this is something that could actually be happening, this device that can allow you to erase somebody from someone else's mind. You could have no idea who they are. I don't know. I really find that really cool, and there's so much detail into the story, and it seems like they knew exactly where to put certain elements of the film, and scenes need to be placed perfectly in context, and there's really no filler at all. I feel like everything needed to be in this film to work. This film needs to be owned. This is a film that everyone needs to see. I absolutely adore this film. But I also think this is a film we need to go back to because it's so original. It can hold the test of time. I think this film is a masterpiece. It is a 10 out of 10 for me. If you like this video, give it a like. Please subscribe. Please share it with your friends. And that way I can see you guys next time.